Welcome to AP Workshops, welcome to another questions and answers section.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to AP Workshops, welcome back to another questions and answers section. It seems quite popular, we've got quite a lot of people still calling up and saying, while you're on the phone, what about using this as a question? So, look, absolutely, no problems, let's do it. If you've got a question that you want us to answer, we'll keep on doing these as long as you're prepared to watch us. It's not a problem, dead easy. Really straightforward.
I'm not bored yet,
What's so funny?
keep the questions coming.
What is so funny?
Just
Happiness.
yeah.
Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Yeah, just
Happiness.
listen, the sun, look at that behind us, the sun is out, the spring is about to spring, the summer madness is here, and I'm not talking about a Will Smith record. So here we go, hit me Amber, what you got?
Pete Goldstrong, I think that says, increased use of aerodynamics in MotoGP. First impressions of Aprilia 2021 season.
That's an opinion one. I've seen it. I've seen what they've got there. Those kind of snoot things that makes it look like Jar Jar Binks kind of stuff. Look, I know that wings on the front of bikes work. I've seen the telemetry on some sort of pretty rudimentary stuff on a BMW that we've done some work with on a super sport bike. Well, it's not a super sport, basically it's a super bike, British superbike bike. And effectively, if you look at the telemetry with wings and without wings, when you've got the wings, the wings, it tends to sit about 10% lower in the suspension, which gives you kind of that downforce that they're looking for. It actually works. Quite how the dynamics of it works across an entire lap of a circuit, I'm not 100% sure, but certainly corner entry, sort of on the way into entry, corner entry, that kind of stuff, it's going to help, no question. It is absolutely going to help. When you're running a little bit slower, the downforce isn't quite as effective, so basically it doesn't really have that kind of effect on the way out of corners. Looks ugly as sin.
Oh, I was just going to say, not on road bikes.
Ugly as sin. And on your road bikes, mate, no. God, no. But you know what? Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
And if you do want them, I've got some old Kellogg's cornflakes boxes. Wicked.
It's good, but
Yeah.
look,
If they work, they work. Brilliant.
they work. Put it this way, they wouldn't be on a GP bike if they didn't work. I have seen the telemetry on them, it does work, even on, but like I said, on a road bike. But great, thank you very much, Peter.
Yeah,
Peter says.
Nice one, mate. Thanks very much. Next.
This is just a user, I guess, unless it's their name.
Okay.
ZYCHMX.
Oh, hello, ZYHMMX.
Welcome to the Matrix.
welcome to AP Workshops.
Why do you lot wear masks? Is there a law imposed during working?
Yes. COVID is still quite at large, but coming down in the UK. So it's the law, and it's all about us looking out for each other as well. So stops transmission. Brilliant. Got to be done.
We look after each other, we look after ourselves, and we look after each other. That's how it works.
And also, who wants to look at this?
Thanks very much, ZYHMMXCH.
ZYCHMX.
Nice one, thank you very
Thank you.
much, man.
James Lawrence, on a Gen 2 RSV factory R having the half air filter kit, will this cause any issues without it getting mapped?
Each individual bike is different. No, you shouldn't do. The bike will only take what it needs. Airboxes and the intakes on those aren't restrictive at all. I mean, very little restriction. As long as you've got sealed airboxes, which, to be honest with you, there's a couple of different types of kits out there. The half airbox kits, which give you the seals around the front end of the tank, as much as give the best seal as you can, is probably the best option. And to be honest with you, I can't give you a straight answer because there isn't a straight answer. Each individual bike will respond differently to tuning on that. That was Angelo just walked by. Look.
Oh, he's got ice
He's
cream.
got ice cream.
Tell him
Oh
to
my
come
God.
in, because the next question's for all of us.
Okay then. Bring him in. Bring him in.
I'm going to eat
So,
ice cream through a mask.
yeah, good point. Good point. So we don't know. Yes, it will make a difference. You will feel the difference because the airbox is the size of the airbox is restrictive, not the intake into the airbox. So if you put an airbox or a half airbox kit available on the website www.apworkshops.co.uk. If you go into those, go into the upgrade section, the performance section, or if you go for your bike, specific bike, you can pick up half airbox kits which give you the frame and the gaskets to seal everything, seal the underside of your tank to the bottom of the airbox. If you've already got air filters in there, then happy days, no problems. But they do work, they're proven to work, they give improvements and increased performance in the mid-range, no question.
This one's for everyone if you want to grab him.
Don't want to grab him particularly if that's okay.
Pull him by his hair and get him in here.
I don't want to grab him.
Sit down, mate.
Okay, let's see.
This is from Paul Miller. What is
Paul?
the best bike you've ever ridden that is not an Aprilia?
Oh, depends on what kind of riding. That open a different.
It does,
doesn't
it changes it. Mine is DT125.
DT125?
Yeah,
Cool.
really old Yamaha.
Yeah.
I like
Is it an
those.
LC or an MX?
LC.
LC, right, fair enough, yeah, cool. I can't remember actually riding one of those, it must have been some years ago. What best bike? I think
84 years
A
ago.
and Q.
It's been 84 years.
84 years ago, it was probably, I've still got my LC, I've still got a 350 LC that I had. That is the best bike ever in the world as far as I'm concerned, other than my Daxes and my mini bikes, that kind of stuff. I absolutely adore and love and cherish my LC. It is probably the only thing that I've had it since I was 18. I mean, I've ridden it for so long as my only form of transport, but I mean, I rode it a couple of years back and it was horrible. It was absolutely terrible, comparatively speaking, and how the hell we went fast on bikes like that is completely beyond me, but I just love my LC. That's it. As for the best handling bike and the best bike I've ever ridden, not an Aprilia. Christ.
Ooh.
I tell you what, I enjoy the XT600 in the mountains. Whoa!
So it was about the environment as well.
Oh, mate, that thing on the road, it was amazing.
On the road.
On the road, yeah, even
Okay.
with numbly tires, I was like smashing that thing. I was like, yeah,
I don't know. About you?
675.
I don't know. There's so many. So I thought you was going to say environments and what it gave you, and I think some bikes, although they could be the best bike you've ridden, but some bikes are not the best bikes you've ridden, but they give you different things.
675 is a great bike. As well.
Oh, 675 Triumph. What a
Yeah.
great bike.
Nah, K4 750 for me.
Yeah, K4 GSXR.
Just because at the time it was kind of like
The time
Honestly.
thing. Yeah, a bit like my LC, perhaps not the best bike out there, but just the thing
no,
at
it
the
was a
time.
great bike. It was just encapsulated the time, and I could leave my brain at home, and yeah, I had a lot of fun on that. And I met some new people that became quite pivotal in my life. So do you know what? Yeah, 750 for me.
Yeah, cool. LC for me, XD650 for you.
Yeah,
DT125 LC for Am. Nice. James? Was it James?
Paul Miller.
Paul Miller,
Paul.
sorry Paul.
Hi,
Paul,
Paul.
thanks Paul, mate. Nice one.
Good question.
Yeah, good one.
That was a good one. What should your battery charging rate be, and how do you check or use a multimeter?
And here's one we prepared
My
earlier.
ice cream is melting.
Oh, it's all about
Oh, can you bring me one in, Ange, please? Bring me one, please.
So there's a good, basically, charging rates, okay? So charging rates. We absolutely need people to find out what's going on with charging rates. So this is how it works. A 12 volt, not 6 volt, because there's very, very few 6 volt bikes about these days, but a 12 volt charging system has tolerances. A good 12 volt charging system tolerance is anywhere between 12.8 to 14.5 volts. Okay, so that's 12.8 to 14.5. Can you hear Amber undoing her ice cream in the back? She's sitting there
Sorry.
commenting the life out of
I'll
us,
do it
man.
really quickly.
And
Oh,
there's the
there's the phone.
There's the
All right,
phone.
give us a sec.
No, I can do this bit.
Yeah?
I can do this bit.
Go
yes,
on.
Snooks will grab this question.
AP Workshop, Snock speaking.
I'll do this bit.
I'm sorry, I'm coming in. Can I put this in the bin, please?
Yeah, no problems. So basically,
Oh no. Thank you.
So, what we're looking for is somewhere between 12.8 to 14.5 volts. There's the microphone, sorry about that. Okay, and we check this using a multimeter. Now, if you ever ring up and ask me to find out what's going on with your bike, I'm always going to find out, and I'm always going to ask you about charging rates and make sure it is. If you can make sure you've got these bits of details in front of you when you call, it will make the thing go a whole lot quicker. So we've got positive and negative. Red is positive, black is negative. We're looking for the 20 volts DC or DC volts. So we're on the scale 20 volts DC. Okay, it says there DC volts. What we're looking for is anywhere between 12.8 to 14.5. I'll keep saying it because it just keeps getting asked. The same question gets asked. If you could put this across your battery, so black on the negative terminal, red on the red terminal. Okay, without your bike running, tell me what it is. I want you to turn your bike on and then tell me what it is, and then I want you to get your bike running at tick over and at 3000 RPM. Tell me what the charging rate is. If you can do that, that is a perfect charging rate, or a perfect way to check your charging rate of your bike. So that's a 12 volt, which pretty much, to be honest with you, all of the Aprilia stuff that we've got is going to do the 12.8 to 14.5. So that's the perfect charging rate for a 12 volt bike.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank
Here's
you.
what we prepared earlier. Right,
That Blue Peter moment.
What? No, go on, let's
Oh no, that's Heart Attack, isn't it?
I'm a bit old for that. And cute.
84 years.
Right, go on then.
How to check what solenoid you have. How do you check what solenoid?
Right, okay.
Whether you need a new one.
There's only one, basically, there's only one solenoid that we are going to recommend, and that is, okay, a genuine Aprilia part. This is the 150 amp starter solenoid that was supplied on RSV VTwin product after 2006. And the way to tell is if you have a look, okay, if you have a look on the sticker on the back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you here on the back, this yellow sticker on the back. I'm just going to do like a close-up picture of this as well while I'm rattling along so you can see exactly what's going on. But if you have a look, this is, so it's a Japanese starter relay. I believe it's a Mitsubishi item, but basically that there is how you recognise that. I think that is the right starter solenoid for your bike. Now, the 150 amp ones are much better. They can basically take a lot better load. The 50 amp ones that came from 98 to 2005 inclusive are starting to fail, and you get them every now and again, and the fact that batteries go low and the fact that we don't ride our bikes every day can create all these kind of problems. But this is basically, a solenoid is a big electrical switch that uses sort of a low voltage to switch over a high voltage here. Okay, so this is the bit that can sort of cause a problem at times. So, like I said, one more time, Amber's going to put this picture up so you can recognise this over the top. If you recognise that, and if you've got that, that is the one to have. If you need to go on, and if you're not sure, just give us a quick shout. We can point at you, or if you put into the search bar on the website, and I'm going to do one more little plug here, www.apworkshops.co.uk. If you put into the search bar, if you put in that search bar, solenoid, it will come up with the correct item. We only sell the 150 amp solenoid now.
Cool. Valve clearances check. Oh, valve clearance checks intervals for the V4s.
Ah, okay. Right, okay. So, this is a bit of a controversial subject. Controversy here, unfortunately, but V4s. V4s, unfortunately, the valve gear may or may not be. I'm not going to commit to any sort of to any sensible answer on this one, but valve gears on V4s, thank you very much, can be a little bit temperamental. Sometimes they can be, they can start to go soft, sometimes they can start to go tight, sometimes they can start to go loose. There's no rhyme nor reason to it. The earlier V4s tend to be a little bit more critical, but the valve clearance intervals are 12,000 kilometres on it. Sorry, 12,000 miles, 20,000 kilometres on it, 12,600 or
What's
something.
this for?
Valve clearance is on a V4.
Oh, V4, yeah.
So, I did my V4, my 2015 V4 Tuono at 800 miles and found basically that two of them were out at 800 miles. It's not solid that you get them done straight away at first service or anything along those lines, but would certainly recommend that every 6,000 miles you get them checked. That's it. I'm not going to, in fact, I'll argue with anybody till I'm blue in the face about that one. I don't care. Get them checked. It's just the right thing to do. The only thing that would sort of go against that 6,000 mile check would be the fact if you use your bikes on track. The service schedules on track RSV4s are completely different. If you have a look in your owner's manual, it's the track schedules for an RSV4. I believe there's intake valves need to be changed. The intake valve springs need to be changed every 4,600 miles. Which, if you think about it, for a continuous or for a dedicated road bike, that's probably dedicated track bike. That's probably what, 2 seasons?
Yeah,
2 seasons. You got to change, which I wouldn't do. I would always refresh an engine every season, so no problems. But road bikes every 6,000. I don't care what it says in the manual. I've got evidence that doesn't work. Plenty of that evidence if you want it. But like I said, if you're not sure, give us a shout at the shop. We'll be able to help you out, no trouble.
Thank you. Tyre pressures. Help us out.
Everybody has got.
Oh yes.
Everybody has got their. Is it? You know, what brake pads, what tyres, what tyre pressures. Everybody's got. Look.
Preference, I think the word.
Preference.
I like that one.
Yeah, preference. Everybody's got their thing.
I like mine flat.
Yeah.
Feel the road better.
Feel the road, definitely feel the road better. Look, the industry standard across all the tyre manufacturers, which has been for an eternity, is 3642. If you have a look on the swinging arm of your bike, it does actually give you a different reading. It gives you 2.2 and 2.5 bar, which roughly equates to 3336. That goes up to 3642 when you put a pillion on. So, I would recommend, and I've run this, and like I said, you run with what you want. I really don't care. But look, Aprilia recommend 3336, and if you're going to put a passenger on the bike, 3642. That's it. I prefer 3336 because, like I said, the tyre is slightly softer. You get slightly more feel out of the bike. It kind of, the way I ride it, it just makes it feel a little bit better. It's a really personal thing, you know what I mean? Just remember, the most important thing is to check your tyre pressures when they're cold. Next!
One-way valve, what does it do? I think you have one. Did I? Look at that,
Here we
Snot's
become
got you one.
So, one-way valve. So, on your VTwin products, this is all about the VTwin products. This one-way valve here is part of the pneumatic, the V990 engine comes with a pneumatic. I'm doing a lot of talking, and I. Christ almighty.
I'm only here for my looks anyway, mate, so you carry on.
Pretty princess.
I'm doing a lot of talking here. So this one-way valve allows vacuum, okay, to come and basically, or allows the vacuum to. So what happens is when you. Oh, I'm not ready for this.
Do you need a minute?
I need a minute. So basically, every handbrake. So basically, what happens is on a V990 product, it has a pneumatic slipper clutch. This means that when you are on the overrun with the engine turning over and the throttle valve shut, on the underside of the throttle valves you have a depression in atmospheric pressure, or a vacuum. That vacuum is transferred down a line through this one-way valve down to a diaphragm which sits on the outside of your clutch. Once that vacuum operates or activates on that diaphragm, it actually allows the clutch to slip slightly, and what that does in real terms is smooths off the overrun. So the transition from shut throttle to open throttle and back should be smoothed out. Now this is quite a big thing on a V-twin engine because it's big displacement and it can make the bike feel quite comfortable. So the one-way valve actually allows basically vacuum to go one way and not the other. So it does basically means you're not getting any leaked crankcase pressures back into the engine.
And is there a way to check it?
Yes.
Come on, blow it.
One way, blow for it.
That's not COVID safe at all. Can you not?
This is COVID safe way. So basically, it's a one-way valve. Literally, that's all it is. It's basically a pneumatic diode. So blow for it one way, but not the other. So listen to this. This is the microphone down here. So
It's going to get windy.
the other way. There you go. That's it. Conclusive proof that that one-way valve works. Now Gen 2s have got one, but it's a slightly different shape.
That one's now half price.
Yeah, don't buy this one. Or if you do, but I'll disinfect it first.
Unless you're into that.
Yeah, well, that's your thing. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's another
So there you go.
video.
That's for another video for another time altogether. Next.
Thoughts on iridium plugs?
Oh.
Christ, here we go. So look,
Saving money.
leaving myself wide open for, well, I found it did this and I found it did that. Do you know what? We did back-to-back testing on 2 separate bikes with standard NGK plugs in, standard NGK plugs and the Iridium NGK plugs in it, and saw no difference whatsoever. None whatsoever. They don't seem to last any longer. We as a sort of biking population, we tend to look after our bikes a lot anyway. I mean, there obviously are exceptions to that rule, but we look after our bikes and we change our plugs fairly regularly anyway. I say every couple of years anyway. But like, look, we found no performance gains whatsoever in the bikes that we tested at that particular point in time. That's it. So look, save your money. I don't sell them on that reason, because I don't think they're actually just they do that much. The regular NGK plugs, they're just brilliant.
But they are, the Iridiums are good for talking down the pub.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
they
yeah.
are really good.
Yeah,
They do
oh,
give
yeah.
you about 35 brake horsepower.
50.
Oh, is it?
50.
I'm not a different diet sheet from what I'm saying.
And at least, you know, at least 5 seconds a lap.
Yeah, massively.
5 seconds a lap.
Keep it standard.
I haven't seen any difference. Prove me wrong. There you go. Somebody said that. Griff, prove me wrong. That's a new T-shirt, isn't it? Prove me wrong. Show me the proof, and I'm.
That was it. Show me the proof.
There you go. Show me the proof, and I'm all yours. Show me that proof, back to back. Let's do it. Show me, and I'm all yours. Thank you very much.
We use logic to prove it. I like to prove it. I like to prove it.
Snox, help me out here. Which EPROM? What do you mean by that?
With the E-Proms, small valve for your early bikes, 98 to 2000, and if it hasn't got the SV, that's for the 01 to 03 bikes. Get a lot of questions, is it the 100 or the 200? So the 100 is for your general mods, exhaust, airbox kits, etc. 200 if you've got one of Mark's modded collectors, that's what that's absolutely designed for on that one.
The modded collectors.
Yeah.
Amber's she's going to put a picture up, a picture of what the modded collector is, just in case you have a look. If you're not sure, have a quick look underneath your bike. VTwin stuff only. This is VTwin product only for the modified collector. So there's 2 extra pipes that have been welded on, and those get welded in and supplied by our friend Red Rat Bike and my friend Mark, who is absolutely he's done a lot of work researching this. So he's kind of like basically sort of picks up and runs with this. He's the sort of guy who supplies them. He's the one that's done all the dyno testing on them. He's the one that paid all that money and did all of that time sort of, you know, experimenting to find out exactly what size does what better for what bike and that kind of stuff. So absolutely, Amber's going to put a picture up of what that looks like now.
Yeah.
Okay, and there you go. So basically, if you have a look at that, the 200, whether it's a small valve engine or a 100, sorry, yeah, it was a small valve engine. Let me start again, shall I?
So should we say the 200?
Snox explained it better than
Yeah, Snox did a better job of it than I did.
Gonna make you a star.
I'm gonna make you a star. Yeah.
So it's a 200 chip you need for the modded collector and the 100 chip for airbox kits, exhaust, all that kind of things, but not the modded collector. The 200, done.
200 for the modified collector, 100 for everything else.
Yeah.
Perfect. There you go. Next.
Aftermarket cans, fueling.
Okay.
Why did you both sigh?
Yeah, because it's just one of those questions that we get asked frequently. And basically people say, if you read on the Facebook pages and sort of web forums and things like that, and people sort of talking about, my bike runs like but I've actually, can I say that?
I'll beep
You
it out,
can,
don't worry. I'll
Can
put
I
a
say
duck noise in.
Oh, again.
Sorry. Okay. So my bike runs like rubbish, but it runs like rubbish. So basically what it is, effectively, is an engine, when it is designed to run with a specific length exhaust. It is tuned and it is programmed. The ECUs are programmed to run with a specific length exhaust. If you shorten that exhaust, what you'll tend to find is that basically the bike will run better at the top end by a little bit, but down at the bottom end, right down where we spend a lot of our time through town, that kind of stuff, and what tends to happen is when the bike gets a little bit warmer, it runs terrible, snatchy fueling, so the transition from short throttle to open throttle tends to change. They just basically tend to run badly, and in certain circumstances, like V4s, we tested a lot of short cans on the V4 product, and you lose power. You just lose power everywhere. So it fuels badly low down, and at the top you lose power as well. So it's all about the tuned length of your exhaust. It isn't just a case of I can slap an exhaust on. It's never been the same ever since I was a kid. In the sort of when I first started in this industry in the 80s, 84 years ago.
It's been 84 years.
Then basically what happened was that people just used to throw exhausts on Vance and Hines exhausts on GSXRs, that kind of stuff, and they ran like crap. The reason is because it's all about tuned length. If you run a short exhaust, it will run like rubbish. Done. That's it, plain and simple. So I'm not going to go back on it because we can prove it.
But also with the fueling, you know, every engine is different in these Aprilias, aren't we? So if someone does ring up and say, how's the bike going to act? We can't answer that 100%. Just until you've read a load of Aprilias, you'll never understand how every bike can be slightly different how they run. So something else to bear in mind as well.
Perfect. Next! Thank you.
So aggressive
I know,
with that next.
I know, all demanding and everything. Look,
Give him an ice cream.
Calm down.
Mate,
I've got mine here.
the ice
I'm
cream's
trying to be
outside.
really quiet. What I mean. RS660, is it any good?
Yeah, it's kick-ass.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Two things. One, everyone who sees it in the flesh, you call it flesh, can't it? It's still a machine.
Yeah.
In the flesh, so it looks loads better than any pictures I've seen in magazines. Does it ride good? Yeah, I like it. Go and have a try on one.
Have a try on one. Have a quick look. If you go to our YouTube channel, AP Workshops on YouTube, if you go onto the YouTube channel, you will see Snox and myself have both done reviews of the RS660 with standard suspension and with our new K-Tech suspension that's just been released. So we've got.
No, I haven't had a chance to ride it yet with that suspension on.
So Snox
coming soon.
coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. Snox Vlogs once more.
Premiere exclusive. I love it.
I love it. So basically, yeah, it's a brilliant bike. It's not an overwhelming sports bike like the V4. I go for a ride on my V4 and I come back and I feel like I've done 10 rounds. I go for a ride on that 660 and I don't feel like I have to beat and smash the crap out of it. I don't feel like I've had I've had 10 rounds smashed out of me either. It's just a really, really good sports bike that's well built, that's got all the bells and whistles on it. The peg height's comfortable, the bars are comfortable, there's plenty of space, it's not overwhelming power wise, it's nicely built.
Fun.
I like it.
I like it.
Next question.
How much coolant do you need for your bikes?
Oh, okay, so right then, basically I think it's about 3.5 litres. There is specific methods of being able to do it and do it properly and being able to change the coolant, but about 3 to 3.5 litres in pretty much all the Aprilia product. Ta-da!
You're going to scream next again.
Next!
This is the last one.
Last one. Ooh, okay.
You're not going to like this one.
Oh, God.
Let's have a go.
Come on, let's have a go. We can do this.
What oil should I put in my bike?
See ya.
Can you please let us know? Because we're still unsure what I need to put in my bike.
Hold on.
Vegetable or olive?
A good brand to start with works really well. The correct amount.
That's a good start.
Filled in the correct manner.
That's a good start. So, whether you like it or not, I don't give a crap. I don't care. Because basically, whether you like it or not, this is the right answer. And I have got proof. You show me your proof. The fact that it says this in the book, okay, I see where you're coming from, but basically I have had proof and I know why it's written in the book. I know why that part and that particular specific viscosity was written in the book. So the answer is and we're talking about VTwin product to start off with, any good quality 1550 or 1040 semi-synthetic oil is more than adequate for the Rotax V990 engine. You see it, plain and simple. Whether you like it or not, there are haters. Mate, I can see them now. I've spoken to no end of technical blokes that from lubricant companies that know more about these oils than than I'll ever know. They've forgotten more than I'll ever know. I've given them the testing samples. We've tested with race bikes, road bikes, over 15 years that we've been going, and we absolutely have never had any problems. We've got conclusive proof from people that know more about builders and fence erectors and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? We've had all manner of people giving us their answers on their opinions on what was going on with it. But look, fact of the matter is, we've got conclusive evidence that any good quality 1040 or 1550 oil for the V990 product is absolutely perfect. If you are unsure, give us a shout. You can email us sales@apworkshops.co.uk. The viscosity will vary to where you live. Obviously, if you live in Alaska, that is going to change than it would be if you live in sort of the outback of Australia, that kind of stuff. It is going to change, but along a good spread on the viscosity rating will give you absolutely more than adequate protection on those robust engines. 540 for the VTwin product from, I think, Aprilia recommended 1550 from the 09 and 10, and then put out on V4 products, and then put out a bulletin saying you could retrofit the 540 up until 2019, and then it changed again. I think it went to 550, I think it did, for 2020 bikes. So it's basically the 1100 engine. So thanks very much for your questions. The oil viscosity one was an absolute drama. If you're not sure, you can go and check. We've got expert evidence and expert videos and films and footages on the YouTube channel. Tom, our friend from Tom from Moto-Oils came down, and he gave us his kind of opinions on the subject. No questions. But look, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. From Snox and Angelo and Amber, thanks very much for joining us. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call, or you can get in touch with us, sales@apworkshops.co.uk. Don't forget to have a quick look at the online shop on the website. That's www.apworkshops.co.uk. Thanks very much for everything. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you soon.